Donald Trump and the opioid crisis. It's your boy Custom Made Menace, Kali Media. Now look, I was born in '86, so I was smack dab in the middle of the crack epidemic. And now we're dealing with the opioid crisis. And to me, the main thing that is the difference here is race. Race and class. The person that's being affected by this epidemic or crisis is the only difference between why it's being handled the way it is now and the way that it was handled back then with the crack epidemic. Now, in my times when that happened, families were being separated, people were being thrown in jail for life, kids were being separated from their moms, and it was just a destruction of entire families. And now it's a situation where we need to figure out how to fix this instead of just throwing everybody in jail like they did to us pretty much. Now it's a victim situation. And I always bring up the point that in the 80s, when the crack epidemic happened, I do not believe there were any scientists in the hood that created crack. Clearly, this was made by the government, dropped in the hood, and then people started dying, and then they blamed it on the people and not the person that created it. Here we are with the opioid crisis, and Trump's, I guess, answer to the situation, first of all, he says is death penalty for drug dealers. Now, I don't know if he realizes or not, but opioids most of the time come from doctors. So unless you're going to start sending all these doctors on the death penalty, then really what you just said was a waste of time. Like, there's a million other different things that you could be looking into and putting money investing in to try to fix actual problems. And this opioid situation is like everything is about therapy and how we can get people better. And it just brings you flashback to when it happened to us. And everything was about lock everybody up. These are all criminals. They did this and they need to go. And now it's more of a victim situation and we need to figure out how to help these people. And it's just like, why? Why is it because of race and class? Because it's only poor minorities that really got labeled as the problem back then. And now it's like there is no problem. They're victims. And it's a messed up situation. I don't really know any solutions for this kind of thing. I mean, a regular person like me doesn't have the power to really change anything. But at the end of the day, to see this man as president go on TV and just pretty much say a bunch of nothing because nothing he said is actually going to fix anything. As long as doctors have pills and they give it to somebody, that person can sell the pills and it keeps on going. It's the same thing with keeping marijuana illegal. They act like having it illegal stops people from getting to it. Just because you put these rules on things doesn't mean it's going to stop. You have to actually figure out a way to eradicate what the problem is. And because Big Pharma is making so much money, they're not looking at any ways to take away these painkillers or opioids and find a replacement for them, natural remedies or anything. They're just looking to lock up the people that are giving them to people that are not prescribed to get it. There's people that are prescribed that are dying from it. So even that doesn't make sense. If a person dies from a prescription, are you going to send their doctor to the death penalty? It's like the details are really going to switch up how this situation goes. But at the end of the day, my main point is I'm frustrated about the way that they're trying to handle this because we all know when it was the crack epidemic, everybody was a criminal. It was down with everybody. We had to get them out of here. And now it's oh my God, everybody's a victim. We got to fix this. These people need to be saved. And yes, people do need help. They do need to be saved. But everything needs to be looked at the same way all across the board. Let's stop separating everything. If we're going to look at a situation one way, we shouldn't be able to look at it differently because of somebody's skin color or because of how much money they make. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole opioid crisis in the comments. And I'll be back with another blog soon. This is your boy Custom Made Menace, Kali Media. I'm out.